Hey guys, Ivan here, and in today's video we're gonna do a little analysis, a little breakdown of the Atlanta Pro. We'll take a look at the scorecard, we'll take a look at the guys and see who brought it, who failed with condition, who just didn't deliver, and so on. So let's get into it. And obviously, first, we gotta talk about the winner of this show, and that's James Hollinsghead. James Hollinsghead won the show, in my opinion, pretty decisively. Regan Grimes was in that second, and Joe Pilacius rounded up that top three at the Atlanta Pro. So it looks like the IFBB knows what they're doing. It seems like their plan is going well. They didn't give James the win at China. They gave it to Behrus, so Behrus can qualify for the Mr. Olympia and get the visa in time. They knew James was going to come to the US, and they're going to give him the next win. Of course, Nick Walker took one to qualify. This one is won by James. The next one is probably going to go to Regan Grimes or to Joe Pilacius, depending on which one of these guys is willing to travel to Europe and compete at the Austria show, so they can win the qualification over there. So yeah, it actually makes sense what they're doing. It's all clicking. Of course, I'm joking. Now, this was a phenomenal moment for James Hollinsghead. I was watching this video right here when he won. His coach was so happy. These guys have a personal relationship, and I'm pretty sure everybody loves James who follows him on IG or on podcasts. He seems like a really nice guy, a really humble guy. So that was really awesome to see. As you guys know, the live stream was a big failure, but I found this video right here that we can check out, and here you can see the difference basically between James and Regan. Now, what Regan has over James is structure. He does have phenomenal structure, really wide shoulders, great back, really nice shape, small waist, great abs, just overall great X-frame, great proportions, great lines, but James was way harder. And we can talk about his conditioning, his density of the muscle, his thickness, especially in the quads from the front, and overall just the freak factor that he has. But the main thing that determined the winner right here is the hardness. I think that's the number one thing. Now, again, I am saying that Regan's advantage is his structure, but at a Tampa Pro, for example, you would look at the top three and you would say that James's structure is the best. Next to Joe Pilacius and Nick Walker, James's structure was great. But next to Regan Grimes, James's structure fades and it doesn't look that great. So Regan is that good because of that, but, he just was off at his show. He was just too soft. I'm not sure if this was a body fat issue, because I don't think it was. I thought he was really lean, like in the glutes he was shredded, but there just wasn't enough pop to the muscle. He just seemed kind of softish. So my best guess would be that he was just flat, that he was just not exactly bursting full, and that's why you wouldn't see that stretched skin, that bursting look that James absolutely had. I mean, it's not just the fact that James is leaner and therefore because of that and peaked better and that's why he's harder. It's also the fact that he is training like a freaking bull. I mean, you can watch his training videos. He's basically a power lifter, how hard he trains and how strong he is. And Regan is known as, he does a lot of fluff work. He just pumps himself up. He doesn't do anything heavy, which is definitely a safer approach, but it renders a different look, in my opinion. You can see that difference in James's physique. He just has that density in his body, especially the lower body. He's especially known for being a heavy squatter, so you can see the density in the glutes, in the hamstrings, in the quads. Also, his back, it's not wide, it's pretty narrow, but you can just see the muscle, little fibers popping out everywhere, and how dense everything looks. His chest as well, he's just so hard. He's rock hard, and I think that's why he won this show mainly. Now, if you look at the scorecards, there are no issues with the scorecard. For me, it was a perfect score for everybody here. James clear first, Regan clear second, Joe Pilacius third, Patrick Moore fourth, Louis Breed fifth, and Charles Griffin all the way down to sixth. What is Charles Griffin gonna do now? Is he gonna attack Fuad again? Is he gonna complain about him not showing him any love? Or maybe he's gonna go after Nick Strength and Power or Desktop Bodybuilding or Muscle Discord or myself. I don't know. I mean, I don't have any issues with him venting on Fuad's podcast and attacking Fuad, whatever. It's okay, you know. I like people who are real. He felt that way. He just said what he thought. That's basically what I'm doing on this channel. It would be hypocritical if I said anything bad about that. But like I said, I am the same way. So for me personally, I'm not a huge fan of Charles's physique. I think his pec there is hurting his look a lot. I think his midsection doesn't look very good. I think he's showing signs of atrophy, especially in the back. It was great before. Now it's still okay, but it's definitely atrophying. The shape of his quads, the glutes that are never really shredded, and just the overall structure, basically, the proportions, the lines, everything is just, it's not really, I never liked his physique. I never really loved it, and now that he's, you know, coming back for retirement, it's still good. I mean, he's still managing to bring good condition and overall hard and an impressive look, but yeah, I think he deserved 6th place here, even though he thought he was going to win this show. He wasn't nowhere near winning. He was beaten even by Louis Breed, who brought really good look as well. He was big and really shredded and just really impressive, but he also has a structure issue. And then, in 4th, we had Patrick Moore. And I don't know if this was the case only on my channel, but on my video, there were all the comments saying that he should win this show. A lot of comments were saying exactly that. No, not that he should place 3rd, but that he should actually win the whole show. Did I see it that way? No, I would not have an issue with him placing 3rd, beating Joe, but winning the show? Come on, guys. I mean, Patrick is phenomenal. He has a great physique, really nice physique, and he brought it. At this show, he definitely brought it. It was a similar look to Arnold UK. He was in condition. He had great abs, great midsection, really tiny midsection. He looks like a classy guy. I mean, if Chris Bumstead stood next to him right here and let's say the bigger version of Mike Sommerfeld, you wouldn't notice a difference between an open and a classy guy. I mean, he would definitely stand next to them and be very competitive. So if he would lose 10 pounds and go to classic physique, he would probably do really well. But he's staying in the open and, you know, he's still managing to push these guys who are all freaking freaks. But he just doesn't have enough size to be winning shows like this. He hasn't won a show in a long time. You know, 3rd, 4th, 6th, that's where he usually lands at, and that's phenomenal with this little size. So again, you know, it's open class. There is classic for a reason. So just having good abs, good midsection is not going to win you a pro show, but it's going to create an illusion of having a bigger physique with his small joints and small waist. He does look actually very big compared to these guys. And again, he brought great look, great condition. We got to show more love and more respect to Patrick because he's been competing the whole year, man. I think he did like 10 shows this year. And he's been improving. I mean, one show he's worse, the next show he's better, then he's worse again, and he's better again. So he's been doing this consistently for a long, long time, and he brought it for this show. Again, I would not have a problem with him placing 3rd at this show, but to win, no, he's just not big enough. And again, this is open. But again, great look for Patrick, 4th place at this show. Now in 3rd, we did have Joe Palacios. And once again, Joe didn't really live up to the hype. He didn't win a show again, but I would say he's still a winner this year because based on his IG stories, it seems like he found God in this prep. If Joe is watching this video, he'll understand the reference, but no, seriously, he's done really well this season. He actually did 2 shows and he's top 3 at both shows. Yeah, maybe we all expected him to like win the show, the first show he does this year. Last year he was top 3, top 2, and now he's supposed to be winning shows. But look at James Hollinsghead. He's been competing at the highest level for like 10 years, and now in his mid-30s, he's winning shows. So maybe it's going to take a while longer to Joe. Maybe not. Maybe actually he wins the Texas Pro next week. Maybe it's going to take a while longer for Joe to win a show, to go to the Mr. Olympia. But again, he's on a solid path, I would say. If he manages to nail the conditioning for the next show, maybe he's going to fight for the title. Maybe not. Maybe he's going to win one of the shows later in the year and qualify for the Mr. Olympia 2027. But as far as this show, he said in an interview that he was trying to bring as good conditioning as possible. I think he was really trying for better conditioning this past week. And, if he was doing that, I'm pretty sure he did get leaner, but it didn't really show. He was definitely off with conditioning again. So what I'm assuming happened here is he did get leaner, but his body probably didn't respond to the peak week properly. He didn't get dry enough, and that's why he didn't have that dry and really conditioned look that he did have last year. So we'll see what changes can he make for the Texas Pro or for some other show later in the year. Now, in that second place, again, we had Regan Grimes, who, again, guys, I'm not sure what exactly happened with him. Did he bring better conditioning than last year or worse? Because in that posing video that he had, his posing routine, his glutes did actually seem really shredded, really lean, but on stage next to James, he just didn't have those deep cuts, deep lines. In my opinion, he was leaner than ever before, but just wasn't full enough. I think it was just a peak week mistake. I think if he was a lot fuller and maybe dehydrated more, I think he would look much, much better. I think his coach probably played it safe and just wasn't going to fill him up completely and wasn't going to do any diuretics. It seems like a lot of coaches today are just afraid of diuretics or don't know how to use them. Maybe that's the reason why Regan wasn't exactly peaked perfectly. Here in this comparison that who is the best bodybuilder Instagram page posted, you can see his look at a Mr. Olympia, and right now, again, I think he may have made some progress. I think he grew a little bit. You can see that his legs kind of look bigger, but they just don't have the pop that they have before. So I think he was bigger. I think he grew in the off season and he got lean enough, but he was just too flat. Look, you can see his lats here. They're basically withdrawn. They're not even popping out. The biceps, same story, the legs, and from behind especially, his hamstrings just weren't hard enough. His glutes were leaner, I think, in the last year, but the hamstrings were really just flat. Again, I think it's a peak week mistake. I don't think he was spot on here, but still, man, second spot at this show was still a pretty good result. And the winner of the show, again, was James Hollinsghead. Really, really good look for James for, third, fourth time this year. Again, what him and his coach are doing is so phenomenal. And I'm really looking forward to watching an interview with Zach on Fuad's channel. I know Fuad is going to do that, I'm pretty sure. And I actually hope it's going to be just Zach on that podcast, because he seems like a shy guy. He's not really talking too much. Whenever I hear an interview with him, he just says a couple of words and that's it. I would really love to watch him, to listen to a full podcast, and I want to hear what his approach is to prepping bodybuilders, what his approach was exactly to prepping James, and what the peak week approach is, because nailing a peak week after week, weekend after weekend, after traveling the entire world, that's something, man. This guy knows something, and I'm really excited to finally hear him speak. Hopefully, Fuad will actually do that. I'm pretty sure that's gonna happen. But again, congratulations to James Hollinsghead and his coach Zach as well. Phenomenal job. James is going to the Mr. Olympia, and he just beat Regan Grimes, and Regan Grimes was top 10 at the Mr. Olympia, I think multiple times, maybe twice. So if that is the case, then James can definitely contend for the top 10 spot. And if you guys remember, like 5 years ago, when James was being prepped by Patrick Tour, he won 2 pro shows that year, and he was going to the Mr. Olympia with expectations of being a top 10 bodybuilder. Everybody who followed him back then kind of expected the same thing, but James just really failed with the peak for that show. I don't remember exactly what happened to him, but he was just so off. That was his worst look by far. And for the next 5 years, he just wasn't able to bring it all together. He was failing show after show, placing out of the top 6. And I was just, maybe you guys remember, if you watch my videos, I was like, what is going on with James? I'm looking at him in his off season, and he looks good. He looks very good. But then on the stage, he's just slightly off, and he places 8th. And I just couldn't figure out what exactly it was. Some of you guys were telling me that he melted away. He lost body parts. He's aging. He doesn't look as good. I couldn't see that. But I guess it was just him being off. 20% off hurt him enough to place 7th or 8th. And when he's 100% on, he wins shows. And now that he finally found a coach who he actually clicked with, he's been nailing it. And when James nails it, he wins shows, and maybe he's going to place top 10 at the Mr. Olympia. I'm honestly hoping for that. I'm cheering for James. And again, congratulations to James and his coach. Really awesome, really cool that he just won a show. He's going to the Mr. Olympia. Whatever you guys think about this, tell me down below in the comment section. That is going to do it for this video, guys. For coaching services, guys, DM me at evenbodybuilding_ on IG. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. See you soon, guys. All the best, and bye-bye.